What's up, what's up, what's up, my friends? Welcome. Get ready. Grab a snack and a bevy. It's time for you and I to have a chit-chat. Straight up facts. Tell it like it is. Laugh till you pee your pants. Cry because you probably needed to. And I can't promise, and I'm not going to throw any F-bombs, but I can promise you'll feel a lot better after listening. It's time to get personal, one-on-one, down and dirty, and have a coffee talk. Buckle up. Let's go. Hello, everyone. Welcome to a little surprise extra follow-up edition of Coffee Talk. I got a lot of feedback, y'all. Okay, from the last one. And it's been less than 12 hours that I'm recording this. Okay, so first off, I wanted to say that I appreciate all of the validation in that I am holding boundaries and I am keeping true and trying to keep the peace. I'm keeping my calm. And I appreciate also you guys that this podcast is a huge outlet for me, emotionally, psychologically, therapeutically, so that I don't have to wig out in real life. I just do it on the podcast. It's been a huge outlet of relief for me. And it has kept a lot of peace in my world outside of the podcast. For sure. And I'm going to keep thanking God and all the blessings that nobody in my family listens to my podcast. I really don't care if they do, because it's not like I'm making shit up, but you know what I'm saying? It's just really been a blessing that they don't care. But I appreciate that you guys do. So a little follow-up. I got multiple calls from different people in my family with several different animated versions about what happened. Basically, the calls, when you look at them from the outside in of the dysfunctional circle bubble, they were basically all shit talking 100%. It was a lot of people just wanting to bring up my past and about how they knew that she couldn't live with me because I'm too clean. Yep, I'm going to say that again. I'm too clean. I don't know. I guess if I didn't have a place to live and I had three choices: homelessness, a car, couch surfing, or I'm going to give you four choices, or someone who's too clean, I guess it's a no-brainer for me. I would be choosing the too clean person. But when you are in this dysfunctional circle, these are all the things you think of. I had a very, it was interesting, the conversation I had with my sister, who basically threw my niece under the bus about all the shit talking she was doing. But yet my niece will tell me that there was no shit talking done. My sister also said that she said that, you know, my son said something. I mean, my kid's 8. Like, if your feelings are hurt over something an 8-year-old said, there's a whole nother podcast for that. But I asked Peter if he had said anything. I don't see how he did have time to do that. I mean, we got in at 7:30. He went to bed at 8:30. And he was in front of me the whole time. So I don't know. But there was a lot of, this is why it's important, you guys, to hold your boundaries. Because what happened is there was a lot of, from multiple people, right? And my sister is her mom. A lot of, and you know, I ended the call off good with my sister as well. I'm just like, you know what? We're not going to discuss this then. I'm not going to discuss this. We figured out what the chlorine smell was in her bedroom. All right. So, well, my bedroom, but that she is using. So her bedroom, there was a very strong chlorine smell that was not in there. Of course, everybody blamed it on my HVAC. It's always somebody else's. Understand that when you deal with people who are in this dysfunctional circle, who are in victim mode, poor me, narcissists, it's always something else that is an issue not something that you did or could have caused at all. Like that's uneven heard of. You know what I'm saying? But I'm like, I'm sorry. I maintain our systems because that's what you do when you own a home. And I'm not poisoning you with my HVAC. So are you saying that my HVAC only acts up when you're here? I'm just asking for a friend. That friend is me. Turns out she has a fridge in the closet, like one of the mini college fridges. I'm okay with that. I don't like people eating in bedrooms, but we had to talk about that and we're good to go now. There's an understanding. Okay. But what we did find was that she had a Clorox bleach wipe container. I'm guessing she took it out of the bathroom and somehow it wound up on top of her fridge and somehow it wound up being knocked over. And then you know how it's got like that, probably like a half an inch of bleach and chlorine. Just saying. On the bottom of it, had dripped out because the cap wasn't on it. The top wasn't clicked down. So basically it was frying on the back of the fridge in the heat and emanating chlorine and bleach odor, which, yes, is toxic, which would explain by all my Sans air filtering machines were going bazonko upstairs. It read like 125 and it normally reads 002. And I'm like, okay. So yeah, there's that. So we're not going to keep things on top of refrigerators anymore in closets because that also could have caused a chemical issue on the floor as well. There's that. So I agreed to disagree with my sister, who basically said that my dog being covered in burrs was not her fault, meaning her daughter's, because she doesn't know anything about that. Well, she's going to be 20. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't know that you don't leave dirty plates in the microwave with garbage when there's a garbage right next to it. You know that, you don't. And it was just a shit show. Okay, guys, I cleaned it all up. And, bottom line is I'm never going to change my OCD. That's not going away. And I've worked very hard therapeutically to keep me at a minimum of what I do. I've made strides, okay? But I'm not going to apologize for having a clean house. And if everybody knew that I was, quote unquote, too clean, then I guess if you knew I was coming home, you should have done a once over and picked it all up rather than have me come home to dishes in the sink, coffee grounds all over the sink, curdled milk in my frother, an empty French press that was full, and, crusts all over my stove, white chocolate pieces all over my stove. I had to clean my oven and throw out everything in the microwave. You know what I'm saying? It's a simple little thing. And so rather than do a he said, she said, my family, see, she sheds. He said, she said, between, my mom trying to like rationalize all of this, not on her behalf, but like to try to calm the waters that, why would you do that? Not me, like the niece, like that's not okay. And if you know that, everybody's like that. But like my brother had a lot to say, apparently. I don't know this for a fact because I have maybe said 30. I think I've maybe talked to my brother a whole 30 minutes consecutive, not consecutively, but 30 minutes total in the last 15 years. So I'm not really sure what he had to say. Like, I don't even know who he is. And apparently he totally knows who I was. I guess when I was 20. He still thinks I'm that person today, and that's okay. That's what happens when you stunt your progress and your personal growth. You just judge everybody else's growth because of your lack of growth. You know what I'm saying? You just can't be angry over it. I can't be angry over it. I'm so proud of the way that I've been able to deal with this. And apparently his ex-girlfriend had a ton to say. I met her for 10 minutes, if that. everybody thinks that I'm just like, oh, we knew that wasn't going to work out. She's too clean. She thinks she's better than everybody. I mean, and if in my family, if being better than everybody means you own a home and you save your money and your husband works hard and you go on vacations, that means you're better than everybody. Then I guess I'm better than everybody in my family. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not ashamed of it anymore. I used to feel horrible shame around it, and I don't anymore. That's the follow-up, peeps. I called my niece direct. She was sitting down to dinner at her boyfriend's house at the time. And I said, well, call me when you're done eating. We have to talk. Because, everybody was saying that she left the house and she's a Gen Xer, or I'm sorry, I'm Gen X. She's a Gen Zer. So like, you can't even blink at them wrong and they're fucking bawling thinking something's wrong. And I'm like, yeah, you guys need to like come into reality a little bit. But I also need to be a little more, gentle because I'm Gen X and we don't give a fuck about anything. So I'm like, yeah, sticks and stones will break my bones. No, they fucking won't. Throw all the fucking sticks and stones you want. Gen X don't give a fuck. We're like, whatever. Now we have materials to build a fucking house to really not look at you anymore. Seriously, though. I just made that up. Anyway, yeah, so I called her. She called me back and we chit-chatted. And I said, I'm not going to do this. I know everybody wants me to argue and holler and do all this shit. And you know what? You should have known better. Now you know. If you didn't know better, now you know. Now you know. And what you can't do is leave my house at 12:50 and walk out the back door, to the garage to take an Uber by your boyfriend's. And number one, not tell me until I wake up in the morning and see your text message. But also you cannot leave the door unlocked. She didn't even lock like the door, like the knob. See, this is a suburban thing. So I probably shouldn't even say this, but if you live in the suburbs and you have a garage and you walk through your garage because you pull your car in and then you come through your garage door right into your like mud room, or for me, it's a little foyer. And then at night, we just lock that door. Okay. Why do I lock that door to the garage? A lot of people don't, especially in my area. I hear it on the Ring Neighbors app all the time. Somebody broke into my house. Somebody broke into this. Well, how'd they get in? They just walked in. What do you mean they just walked in? Well, they broke into my car sitting on my driveway and they pressed the garage door opener and the garage door went up and we don't ever lock that car. And I'm like, well, I don't lock that door either. But when I go to bed, I do. Because somebody could do just what you did. If you got a car sitting in the driveway with a garage door opener, lock the damn door, people. So I was not happy. So I live in the burbs. But you know what? Today's days are hard days, right? They are hard times. And so a lot of people are coming out to the burbs. And they're breaking in out here because there's more shit to be had. It is what it is. I don't like it, but it is a fact. So you got to do what you got to do. So I did not like that she left at like 1 a.m. and did not tell us so that we could lock the door. And I'm sleeping like in a lupus flare unconscious and don't even know she's not even here. Can I just say, I take a drink of water, but I'm drinking Waterloo. I started drinking something else, but then I read this thing about like VOCs. Don't even get me started, okay, on how certain water and carbonated waters have like VOCs and all this forever chemicals in them. And I can't do it anymore. Like, it's fucking water, people. The water's not safe out of the tap. Most bottled water is just tap water. So I like Waterloo. So they passed the test, apparently. If there's something wrong with Waterloo, I don't give a fuck anymore unless it has like lead in it. So if it has lead in it, reach out to me. If it has anything else in it, I don't give a shit. But I've been looking for these two flavors. We usually get black cherry and cherry limeade. Those are like our go-to flavors. I don't like peach anything. Once in a while, like a peach iced tea, but I got to make it myself. You know what I'm saying? I love peaches. I just don't like that fake peach flavor. It's just something really like, it's very adverse for my taste buds. But I read that they had this Pinot Colada. Get it? Pinot Colada. And I found it finally. And they also had like a mojito something, like mock mojito. I love mojitos, but I don't drink, right? Recovery. So I'm like, nope, I don't drink. So let me try that mock mojito. Like, so I found them when I was grocery shopping and I was like, I will tell you that the Pinot Colada, it tastes very good. I like it. It's got a really mild flavor, but just enough to be like something extra instead of just drinking water. However, I have to hold my breath, my nose when I'm drinking it because the smell of it is very Hawaiian tropic. I'm not joking. Do you know, like I love Hawaiian tropic and sometimes I use their after sun care just for lotion because it's so luxurious. The ribboned one, I love it. But it's super expensive. But it has that scent, that classic Hawaiian tropic coconutty scent. But let me tell you, it's like coconut pineapple pina colada. Well, this Pinot Colada from Waterloo, it tastes wonderful, but it smells like fucking Hawaiian tropic. And so I'm struggling with it. I'm going to have to do a straw. I'm drinking out of a glass right now. I'm going to take another sip. Yeah. It's so much more desirable not if you don't smell it. But it does have a nice coconut pineapple finish, like natural. Like if you're looking for like Hawaiian punch, this isn't it. So yeah, there's that. I am so where did we leave it with my niece? She's getting stuff done in the city. She's got some doctor's appointments and stuff like that. So I'm like, cool. She's staying at her boyfriend's. They're going to come back later. She understands she can't come home past 10 o'clock. That's just not the way it is. We lock the doors at 10 o'clock. If you're here, you're here. If you're not, see you tomorrow. That's just the rule. And that to just kind of keep us updated. If she's not going to come home, let us know. Outside of that, door gets locked at 10 o'clock. We agreed that we would talk to each other directly and not to anyone else if there was a problem. And she acknowledges that, yes, there are some issues that she did not take care of. She should have checked the mail. She should have been more, active when I was telling her what was going on in the house and how things would be handled. That should have been a little more active in her participation and knowing. And then next time she'll follow a list instead of ignoring it. And that's it. I don't hate her. I told her, I still love you. There's no issues. I don't really care. You want to be yelled at? I don't have time for that. But you can't expect somebody who drove 10 and a half hours in a car with lupus and a flare to get out of the car and have to take care of a dog covered in burrs, clean their fucking kitchen when I did it all before I left, and not be disappointed. And my way, you can't tell me, I guess her feelings got hurt. It's the Gen Z bullshit. Her feelings got hurt when I was mumbling to myself while I was cleaning my kitchen. Okay, well, that is a coping technique I learned in therapy. Rather than turning around and throwing shit at everyone in a rage moment, I talked myself out of it and keep myself occupied by doing the task at hand. This way, by the time it's done, I can't be angry anymore because it's done. And I haven't fucking beaten the crap out of somebody instead. You know, there's that. So I told her, I'm real sorry if me doing what I learned in therapy for 20 years is upsetting to you. Perhaps you need some therapy as well. But I'm not going to ignore therapy that works for me because it hurts your feelings. You're in the wrong household for that, sweetheart. And she agreed. So we're all good. I don't give a shit what my sister says or what my brother says or what somebody's friend says. And I don't care. We hashed it out. We talked about it like adults. It's the first talk we had. Is it going to be the last? Absolutely not. And that's how you're supposed to deal with stuff in a family situation. Not everybody throws somebody under the bridge. And because I will tell you, not at any time during me even bringing up a dozen of the things that how my house was left and my dog, never once did I get, oh my God, I'm so sorry. That's crazy. Because it doesn't register in their brains that that's not normal. I can't expect that. No one, until I asked for something, or I didn't ask for it, I just said, normally people would apologize for that, honey. You did multiple things that I told you not to do with Buster. As a result, he suffered for 2.5 days, covered in burrs. How did he sleep? That's probably why he was crying all night. They were on his chest. They were the big green ones. They were stuck in his fur. No wonder he was puking. Now, I'm heartbroken for him. How could you not even be like, oh my God, I'm so sorry that even happened. I am so sorry. No, not from my sister, not from my brother. They just want to talk shit. Oh, Denise, all she does is fucking go off on people. She's a stuck-up bitch. She thinks she's better than everybody. That's the shit I've been told. I've had people straight out to my face be like, I don't fucking love you because you think you're better than other people. I don't know why you think that you fucking deserve more in this family than anybody else. Oh, but I fucking do. I don't want to live in this misery, narcissistic, self-absorbed, alcoholic, drug fucking infested house family. I don't want to fucking live like that. I want to see the world. I want an education. I want to raise a family. I want to have conversations with people. I want to free my mind of the idea that I am entitled and I am entitled for things I didn't earn or deserve. I want to be closer to God because I want to give him the keys and the reins to my life so that I stop trying so hard to do it wrong all the time. Not curse him down when shit doesn't go the way I want it, but I didn't even try to do anything. It's just crazy. And the more I'm out of the circle of dysfunctionalism, right? The COD, it's easier to deal with and not get angry about. See, I used to be like, yeah, I can see it, but they still be pissing me off. You know what I'm saying? That is totally okay. It is a path. It is a procedure. It is a journey that you take. The further away from the circle, the COD of you get, the circle of dysfunctionalism, the further away you get from that, the easier it is to see how abnormal the response and the triggers are because you're further distanced from it. You've healed yourself outside of that circle. And as your journey, my journey, has continued in healing and growing spiritually and personally and mentally, I'm able to view that on a different path. Like it's a different view, different glasses altogether. So that's the follow-up with that. All's well that ends well. It is what it is. I'm still flaring like a mofo, and I'm hoping that it ends soon. I'm taking it slow. I went grocery shopping the other day and I was done. Like I had 3 things planned after grocery shopping and I was like done. I did find another groomer. We're on groomer number 7 for Buster. She's local. She has newfies. Thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Jesus. She has newfies. So I'm actually taking him to get bathed. He probably is already, well, at the time you guys hear this, he'll already be bathed. But just to help me because I can't get into the tub with him and bathe him. So I'm just too flared right now, but he smells like puke to me. So I got to take him. So I'm going to take him in, get all fluffy and furry, and then we'll be good to go. And then everything's going to be fine. You know what I'm saying? Till the next ordeal. It is what it is. And then you start again and do all the things and then resolve and then keep walking till it happens again. And then you do all the things and you resolve and it keeps going. Such is life. All right, my friends, you have an amazing, amazing Sunday. Lead with kindness. Bye.